And the second half of the last VOD just isn't there. It didn't actually save to Twitch, which is fantastic. And I think I am actually gonna make a supercut video. That sounds fun. Okay, cool. I also realized, holy shit, am I quiet? I never realized how quiet I was. So I have turned up my own volume. I'm not exactly like a super shouty kind of guy. Like, I'm not gonna do the big whoa, whoa, the lay epic plug kind of shit. So, yeah, I'm not at risk of screaming. Yeah, so the VOD doesn't have the launch of it doesn't have anything to do with the Megiddo 3.1. It doesn't have the actual launch of the Megiddo 3 either. So that's fucked. For the supercut, I guess I'll just have to go record some footage. I think I'm gonna take a couple streams and just like slam them together, because like the minute to minute of this, not exactly riveting. So what I'm gonna do is I don't want to just like speed ahead to the next science, or to the next construction. Right, so we're gonna make the Planey Boy 2.1. Does this thing have to be in space? Yes. Okay. Yeah, it should be fine. We could just like warp ahead to like, I don't know, 1960 fucking 5, whenever we get the Megiddo 2 out, or the Megiddo 3, 3.1. I don't remember what it is. I just want to see if we're actually gonna get any science if I like go over Mach 2 or have the supersonic flight, right? Yeah, Mach 2. And just like kind of fly around at random. So like we're gonna go south. No, we go south a lot. Right, let's go north. We'll go north and we see if we can actually cross the country. Right, we are actually in flight. I also have increased the resolution. My computer can handle it. Also, I think it'll make it just kind of look nicer. But yeah, the VODs are in 720p, presumably because I'm not like Twitch affiliate or something, and letting people save and upload fucking 4K video on Twitch's, on like Jeff Bezos's dime is probably a bad idea, if we're being real. But yeah, now I have more screen real estate to play with. All right. Yeah, how fast or how high do we have to go for the camera to work? That's the real question. Fortunately, it doesn't actually have to like point down. We can just take a bunch of pictures of the sky and it's fine. Man, these things are tiny. I'm also going to try and not hit M as much. Because I've caught myself doing it, and I hit M, like, all the time. For no reason. I know this thing can normally hit Mach 2. We'll see if he can do it with the camera on it. I can't imagine the camera is that heavy. Like, realistically speaking. Oh, the engine fell off. Oh, because we're going 700 miles an hour. Also, min altitude 10K. It doesn't say. Alright. So you can actually hit, you can definitely hit the speeds. I think you can hit the altitudes. We'll make one of these. Right, we'll just make one, and we'll fly it around, and we'll do some science. I don't think we have to integrate anything. Oh, it would help if I had money. Cost 2,500. Alright, cool. I sure hope I get this thing out before... Yeah, because I have to wait until satellite era science to actually... Whoops. Oh, there's no more electric charge on the Megiddo 3. R.I.P. Okay. We're gonna queue up one of these staff NGs. That'll be ready in a couple months. I'm not doing anything with the Aradia complex, so yeah, just I'll get on that. I don't think that really helped with a... Oh, that's in like a month. Wait, hang on, I need staff. Shit. Halo. Training. X1. No, you need proficiency X1. You'll be ready in like 2 weeks. Okay. Is there anything else we can upgrade? For 150K, we can upgrade that. No. Okay. So staff, researchers. There we go. Yeah, we actually do have to wait a little bit for Halo to be ready to fly it. We can launch this on 2-3. I don't think we're actually going to get anything out of it, but whatever. So we have MechJeb set up to go north. That's fine. I'm pretty sure we have MechJab set up to go north. Yes. All right, cool. Tell you what, though, the VOD not being there does also remove all the failed attempts at launching the Megiddo 3. So maybe I'll just edit that. Or I'll make like a joke. It's like, oh, there were no problems, none whatsoever, that you can prove. Something like that. Okay, yeah, it's not exactly stable, but whatever. Okay, so that's Houston. Going way up there. We're only making it to Houston. What's that? What did I hit? Alarm. Interesting. I must have hit a hotkey and not realized it. Yeah. Must have. Weird. Okay. Yeah, that's still getting science. Oh, there we go. We finished the science there. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, there's DFW. And there's Stetton. Ah, I literally can see my house from here. Ah, amazing. In case you're wondering, yes, parts of Texas are really this flat. It's a bit more mountainous, like out west, but... oh yeah, biological samples. Ooh, I forgot we installed those. Those should be much better science. Oh, there goes the debris. There goes my hero. All right. Bingo Brongo. I still don't know what sounding payload does, but whatever. Okay, yeah, recover, please. There we go. Just launched it out in the middle of the night. It's fine. 2.9 science. Because I guess we finished that planetary photography. Is there anything we can get for 6 science? 58 solids. For the... I mean, avionics upgrades, that might actually be nice. I kind of want high-speed flight. Realistically, I think that's what we go for. So the Planing Boy 2-1 is ready to go. We seem to be hitting some kind of a cap on science. Okay, let's launch to sunrise. Warp to sunrise. I didn't actually do the rest of the things. Right, because now Halo needs mission training. You'll be done in like a week. Okay. Warp to sunrise again, because you gotta keep doing that. I'm sorry, is this thing not an X1? What is it? What kind of cockpit is it? Why can I not? So Junkers JU-87. Right. Okay. Also, I guess it can take 2 guys. Welcome aboard, join. Oh, sorry, general aviation. Okay. And they'll be ready in like 12 hours. Alright, cool. So both of them we just set up for things we weren't doing. That'll be ready in an hour. Excellent. So now we can warp to Sunrise again. Oh, look at that. Actual dudes in the actual plane. Holy shit. Okay. I don't know. Let's just... The flight plan can be kind of random, to be honest. Let's go, like, northwest, right? Let's go to, like, Colorado or something. You know what'd be cool? Mods, make it happen. Why can't I start on the other side of the runway? Right, it's like, hey, my mission, I want to go the other direction. Why do I have to go east if I want to go west? Right? Like, I understand that, you know, realistically it's like going there. But like, why can't I just, like, whatever. Okay. Before we start going too fast... Build a nice little bank. Build a nice bank? What? The fuck am I saying? Ugh. I think we'll go northwest. That seems... it's like north. No, that's northwest. Right? Yeah, we're going pretty northwest-y to me. Okay, we do actually have to get to above 10 kilometers, I think. Yeah, for the Mach 2 flight. Somewhere between 620 and 820, so let's aim for like 650. And we'll go 10 kilometers in the air. Okay, a bit more up, please. Be real nice. We're over 10K. That's not activating. That's a shame. That might have been a waste of money. I was kind of hoping we could have, like, a spy plane that would actually, like, you know, take photographs. But I guess not. Oh, okay. No. What the hell? What the fuck? Okay, well, that... I don't know what happened there. We're just gonna try it again. Like, was I going too high or something? I don't know. All right, we'll set these up. Boom. I just want to know if when I hit the when I start getting science, because like I'm actually kind of out in the queue, and I don't have anything queued up because the new Megiddo kind of requires satellite or science, which is a bit of a problem. All right, pull up. Yeah. Alright, this time we'll try not to randomly explode. That'll be nice. I wish this would just tell me the requirements. It says flying high. I don't know what it means by high, per se. Alright, let's just time warp a little bit. Okay, ramjets. Well, the camera doesn't exactly make it stable. Like the most stable thing on Earth. If it randomly explodes again, then I guess we may have to just bite the bullet. Which would really suck. Be some like Mondo suckage, but whatever. What else? What can you do? Alright, we need to get to 10,000 feet. We need to hit Mach 2. Which should be pretty straightforward. Okay. So I'm gonna cut throttle. Yeah, we're starting to get signs from that. Very good. Ooh, I need to cut throttle a bit more, actually. We're still accelerating. No! It did it again! What the fuck? Aerodynamic stresses. Huh. Okay. Bad. Okay, so what I'm gonna do... Fuck the rest of it. It's a complete failure. Right. I'm just gonna hit the bare minimum for the Mach 2 flight. And I'm not gonna turn. We're gonna hit like 11K. We're gonna level off. We're gonna go 630 meters a second. For as long as possible. And as long as these two goobers survive, because the cockpit doesn't break in half for no reason, that's fine. That's all I need. Okay. Okay, time to get to Mach 2. We're just gonna go east. We're just gonna go due east. What are we gonna find? We're gonna find Florida is what we're gonna find. Or like the Bahamas, I guess. Okay. Yeah, we're not actually going Mach 2 yet. Okay. So we're gonna go down like half throttle. We don't really want to go any faster. We really don't want to go any faster. Okay, we're going faster, and I think it's because we're falling. Right, our speed is now pretty consistent. We'll up throttle a bit. We've got to pull up. But just a tad. Just a tad. We don't want to break it. Okay, we do need to go back up. Yeah, we're running out of samples. That was the problem last, like, not the problem per se, but like, that's what makes these stop, is you run out of samples. We're also now not going fast enough because I increased our altitude. Like, massively. There we go. Ooh, yeah, the camera. Ooh, it is the camera. It is 100% the camera. We gotta slow down. We gotta slow down or we die. Okay. Pump beat. Pump beat. Pump the iron. There we go. You gotta give her the old flutter kick. Right? Because you can't just say go up. Because it'll freak out. Or at least that's the Planey Boy 3. The 2 might be a bit more robust. I can't remember. God, this thing is a real knife's edge. Because of the fucking camera that doesn't even do anything. I'm hoping that if I get to like 15,000 or something, it'll kick in. Nope, nope, nope. There he goes. Shit. Well, we got science. Yep, going subsonic. Where did we explode? We exploded. I mean, in the Gulf, duh, but like... not that far. Damn. Alright, well, these two goobers are gonna survive. Hopefully I'll get enough science to actually research, like, hypersonic flight. So that'll be interesting. Because that's another contract. Right. Yeah. It's weird that your first program can make you go so far down the tech tree. Because otherwise, there's not a shot in hell that you're going to, like, 2,000 goddamn meters a second on a jet. It doesn't say jet. It doesn't say jet. I just noticed. So that's interesting. Okay, well that's 2.4 science. That's... Yeah, it brings us up to 8. Lunar range communications. Or avionics. Maybe avionics? No, I might just save. I might just save up. Right. So we'll recover the Planey Boy in like a day. Okay, they're not back. They're gonna take a bit to want to come back, which makes sense. Okay, that's satellite era research. This is gonna go until... It's gonna take until October. Are you two back yet? August. Oops. Whoops. I meant to hit stop warp. Oops. My bad. Okay, well, the thing I didn't want to do, we are now doing. Ladies and gentlemen, the 3-1. It's beautiful. Okay, I tested her the other day. Right. Okay, first off, we gotta... we gotta go to the... Can I get rid of these? Like, they are costing me money. Yes. Okay, so the next time... Okay, radio orbital. Yep, unlock. Oh, baby. Let's get 2. Why would I not get 2? I can afford 2. For the moment. Barely. Sort of. Oh, yeah, all the guys from Launch Complex 4. Yeah, we'll just have like 30 dudes still in the hangar. Because, like, the real show is obviously the Megiddo 3-1. We'll warp to Sunrise. We are actually still making money. Oh, do I have to train them for another fucking mission? I do. I have to train them for every mission. Okay, well, they're gonna take like an hour. Look, I know it almost killed you last time, but trust me. That's all I got. Oh. Okay, well, I guess we'd have to build a new Planey Boy anyway. I don't want to wait until I don't want to wait until March, but I don't know what else we can do aside from just like hire more dudes. Yeah, I mean, what else do we really have to do? Okay, we're gonna warp to Sunrise. We're gonna roll out the 3-1. I forgot you had to roll it out and then launch, but whatever. It's still during the day. So this is set up for a nice polar orbit. Right, which is the mission, which is also... Or the contract, rather. But it's also just, like, good for science, I think. Yeah, first polar orbit satellite. You know, one thing I never checked. How far can it go? Right, if we actually really wanted to, could we send it to the moon? I don't think we have enough Delta V to go to the moon. I haven't tried, to be fair. So the next one, I may just see what happens if I really gun it up. And we can gauge it from there. Yeah, all these stopped because we ran out of data to do. For, like, telemetry pressure scan a long time ago. Oh, hi, James. Oh, hi, Mr. Kitty Boy. My cat's back. James, speak to the internet. Say something. No, he... Ah! Fuck! He, messed with the this volume knob on my headphones. He doesn't want to talk to the internet. Very sad. Sad day to be Kitty Boy. I'm just kidding. It's always a good day to be Kitty Boy. Isn't that right, James? Okay. Let's see here. 9,000 meters a second. I don't think we're gonna get that fast. Oh, he's back. Hi. Yeah, 10,000 kilometers is a little high. It's a little high. Okay. Disengage autopilot. James, I need to pilot. There we are. So we're going to set prograde when we get close to Apps. Oh, right. We got to extend this thingamabob. All these are running. Our Communitron is Communitroning. I forgot that the avionics is hollow for some reason. It's beautiful. Our Apps is in 5 minutes. I'm gonna start a burn when we're at like 2. Because this is not exactly a super powerful engine. I know MechJeb can circularize in orbit. If I give it... Or if I upgrade the tracking station. Okay, we just need that Periapps to start climbing. Time to Apps is in fact, well, it's not decreasing, but it's not exactly 1 second per second. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. Okay, it's like 4. So, well, whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, this is gonna get us up to 5,000 meters a second, which is pretty fucking fast. Alright, yeah, it would currently land in Canada, and we're only getting started. Unfortunately, I can't actually time warp at the moment, so this is just gonna take forever. Is that a planet? Or is that... No, that's just Skybox. Is it? Where's the sun? It's there to the left. I think that's the Skybox. Yeah, Skybox. Okay. Our time to apoapse is now actually increasing as well. So, hooray. Yeah, this is going pretty smooth. I love it when a plane comes together. I know you can actually add more Delta V through RCS, but it's like such a pain in the ass. There we go. We are in orbit. Fantastic. Oh. Oh, speaking of. How much RCS do we have? We have a lot. And it is technically actually increasing our apoapse. Yeah, just like really slightly. We can't time warp it, so whatever. Alright, now we just gotta wait like a day. I do want a nice picture of the 3-1. Ooh, Antarctica. Oh, there we go. I want the light side. There we go. Okay, E-pegging, Eisenhower. Oh, and boom. It's wonderful. This game is so pretty with all these mods, honestly. Yeah, I'll put like text like here. Or like, yeah, like here or something. There we go. Okay. Just gotta wait a bit longer. We're currently over the Pacific. The moon. Oh, it's gotta go way longer. Yeah, it's gotta go for like a... And this should also be giving power, or giving science. It should give science for a really long time. Right, this takes 31 days. There we go. Bam. Space Center. Perfect. That's 2 contracts. Radiation belts discovered by satellite. The first space probe to include equipment for measuring cosmic rays has revealed belts of charged particles around the Earth. Instead of circling right above us, Megiddo 3.1 goes through an elaborate ballet. It shoots up to an altitude of more than 1,000 kilometers before coming closer, speeding up, and then soaring back out. Due to the strange nature of orbital mechanics, this requires no energy expenditure once in motion. It slows down and speeds up purely from the laws of nature that Newton discovered almost 300 years ago. Historical information. Sputnik 3, or Object D, was the first scientific satellite launched by the Soviet Union on 15th May 1958. We're about 4 years late. Also, we're not beating Kennedy to the moon. I'm sorry, Mr. President. We do not go to the moon in this decade. Unless you count a probe. I might be able to get a probe out by this decade. It was planned as the first satellite, but to ensure victory against the US, the Soviets elected to launch Sputnik 1 in 1957. Your rocket may not actually be following Newton's laws, as you need the mod Principia to simulate end-body gravitational interactions. For new players, the stock two-body approximation is easier to understand. Absolutely true. Okay, cool. 11.1, so we can do high-speed flight. We can also pick up mission control. First biological satellite, 400 grams. 400 kilograms. Can I finish the program? I can. But I'm kind of getting a gravy train with this so far, so... Do I want to change anything? Funds from budget program funding. Fuck no. I do like how this is a real international coalition. Because, like, yeah, the main space race was between the Soviets and the Americans, but, like, I mean, even in America, you know, there's a lot of, it's not all just a bunch of white dudes, you know. Let's see here. I don't know if I want to change any of these. Maybe JPL. I need material science. Yeah. Let's get a biological satellite. Let's do it. Advanced biological capsule. That's fine. I know last time I was like, wouldn't that just be sending like a dog or something into space and not having it come back? But yeah. For science, you monster. We could also really deck this thing out for science, right? Like, if we're sciencing, let's fucking science. The avionics we can make. Let's just make it a cylinder, honestly. This is just going to be a slight modification to the Megiddo 3.1 in all reality. Okay, it works. Okay. How heavy is it? 7.137. The avionics, we should also make gold for fun reasons. Yeah. Also make it easier to click on. Yeah, let's go with like 8 tons. There we go. This we also need recoloring. There we go. The 3-2. The 3-2. So we have a film camera now. So do we still want another polar orbit? We might actually want another polar orbit. Let's make sure. Oh, aha! This is why we do simulations. So let's make it support 216 tons. There we go. Let's also tool everything. Yep. How far along am I in the Megiddo 3-1? Live unstable. Keyframe interval too high. Interesting. Don't know how to fix that. Send guidance, autopilot. Oh, they rotated it so it's so... I guess goes to the right. Interesting. Okay, I guess that's how MechJet works. Or does that logic? Oh, disengage. Close that. Extend that. Yeah, these will go for like 90 days. So having more. Oh, we gotta have them run. Okay. Let's wait until our time to apoapse is like 1 minute or like 1:30. Oh, oh dear. Don't tell me I fucked it. Maybe I should rename the probes. I should rename the probes so I know which one's which. Okay. Ooh, that time to apoapse is going down way faster than it should. Periapse is still climbing. So that's good at least. Alright. What sort of orbit does it need? It needs above 1.5 and between 200 and 900. Yeah, fine. That's fine. Orbit for a day, not a problem. Yeah, it's weird. On my end, it says drop frame 0. Yeah, I heard Amazon servers were having some kind of a fucking panic attack today. Like, people were having trouble, like at work, someone was mentioning they were having trouble actually placing Amazon orders. And that's why they came in. But then also, like, we've been having trouble with Amazon because they do some of the, I think they do some of the servers for our, that integrate with, like, the cash registers. And also my, Canvas, where I do my classwork, was having problems. So I wonder if Jeff Bezos may have a ungodly amount of control over the fucking economy and all of America, and he could just go, like, is this weird to think about? Right, we have one dude who could just go full Bond villain. Right, I don't know if anyone appreciates this. Jeff Bezos could turn into a Bond villain, like, tomorrow, and there's nothing anyone could do about it. Ooh, this may not be enough to actually get us into orbit now. Because I've stacked it so fucking full. Because we're out of fuel. Yeah, the RCS ain't gonna cut it. Okay. Which means we actually have to expand the... Let's see here. Right, we either make it smaller. Because this core is 6.5 tons. The core of the 3.1 is 5.1. Right? 5.1? God damn it. Yeah, it's 5.1. Don't save. So, where can I shave off 1.4 tons? Can I make it shorter and have it still function? Yes, actually, and now it's even lighter. Okay, because the other avionics, I guess, is okay. Well, now it's 5.02. Yeah, actually, that should be fine. This one may actually go further because now I've made it lighter. So, hooray for optimization. Why didn't I do that for the 3.1? Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I have no idea what the optimal gravity turn is. I should probably look that up. Right, when is the best time to gravity turn? What angle should I go at? Or, like, you know... Yeah. All that jazz. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Turn that on. Turn that on. Turn that on. Okay. Let's set time to apps to actually, like, 90 seconds this time. Ooh, okay. Off it goes. Bye-bye. So long. Safe travels. See you later, shitlord. We have another... It's another polar orbit. But that's fine, because we need more... yeah, we need over every biome. Oh, wait, does this have to come back? I'm going to look this up. Film camera. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. It does. I think it does have to come back. Everyone's kind of implying it has to come back. Well, shit. Alright, well, never mind. We'll ditch that. We'll just put on the biological capsule. And we'll be fucking sitting pretty. Yeah, because it has to come back. It's film. You have to... Which makes sense that you have to, like, bring it back to get any science out of it. And I don't think I have the Delta V to... Like, okay. If I really wanted to, I guess I could design a way, put some retrograde, solid boosters on it. Right, and when we get into... and when we're done... Deorbit. I don't think it would survive, right? I think the odds of it surviving are functionally 0. Because that's my big concern. Okay, this would do it. Wait, the 3-2. Oh, shit. Yeah, this thing's way smaller, so it has way less electrical charge. Ah, fuck. Okay. Yeah, it runs out of batteries in less than a day. Which is sort of a problem. Well, I say that, but it keeps getting just enough charge to do more science? Okay. Let's go back to the assembly. So it's currently 5 tons. We'll just ditch that. And we'll go like that. Yeah, now it's currently like 4.9. Make it a bit taller. And we'll not worry about getting some of the science back. Right. We'll do that later. We'll get photographs from space. It'll be fine. Okay. Send guidance. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go. Yeah, I kind of forgot it needs power after a day. Which is why the 3.1 had such comical amounts of battery. It's kind of amazing this thing can do ×8 warp without really much of a problem. Kind of fucking neato. Disengage, thank you. Okay. There we go. It's ironic. This one is way more stable so I don't need the RCS as much to stay pro grade at the Apoaps. But the Megiddo 3, holy shit, that thing was a pain in the ass. Oh, yeah, extend that, I guess. I don't think we're gonna get a lot of data off the biological capsule, which is a shame. But considering how long these things need to stay in orbit to get science, I'm not that mad. And we're making bank off the contract, so, it's whatever. It's wonderful. Oh, this could be an alternative thumbnail, actually. Let's see here. There we go. Can we center that lens flare? Let's disable RCS. I said disable RCS. Beautiful. Okay, what's below us? Is it particularly picturesque? No, it's just kind of middle America. Kind of like with the sun more. Alright. Yeah, RCS can go back on. I wonder if I can... oh, group selected items. It sets back to how it was. Ooh, that's handy. Alright, cool. Nice. Okay, sorry. I'm futzing about with OBS. Our Apple apps is not high enough. The fuck do you mean the Apple apps isn't high enough? Are we at least gonna have enough charge after a day? Okay. Interesting. The Apple apps didn't go high enough. 5.4. What if we make this like a clean 10,000? 5.439. What if we make it 500? $4.9. Maximize electric charge. 4.9. Okay. I wish it didn't take as long to find out if this is enough Delta V. What am I doing? Mech jab. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. See you later, kiddo. Yeah, these new bots, it's some kind of Discord scam. I don't know what it is. It's always like, hey, you should invite me, add me on Discord. Haha. And I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know enough about Twitch. Or I don't know enough about Discord, but I feel like the scam psychology is probably pretty basic. Okay. These RCS are not exactly super powerful, but it should be fine. So I think the other Megadeo 3-1, right? I think I'm just gonna launch it into an orbit. I'm gonna launch it into like a normal orbit. I'll see if it can do anything particularly interesting if I have a different angle. Like maybe if I have a really, like maybe if I get really high up, like a much higher Pyroaps or Apoaps rather, I could have a better orbit, like a much more eccentric orbit. But that could be much more Delta V from the vacuum engine, and that's not guaranteed to work. So we'll see. Periaps is climbing. This is just gonna take forever because these are just, it's just a weak engine, and there's nothing to do about it. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, everything just comes and goes. Very nice. Very nice. I can still have everything else just work. Okay, time to Apoaps is now going up. Very nice. Ugh. I'm wondering, maybe it's survivable if I time the Periaps to be between 100 and 140k, right? Like if it's in the exosphere and it slows down just a little bit, maybe. That'd be dicey. That would be super dicey. I don't know if that would work. 1.5. All right, nice. Yep, this will do it. Okay. And now time warp. Make sure that the batteries will last. Whee! Batteries should be good. With any luck. Oh. Okay. What if I just shut down everything? Right, do we gain charge because it's... No, we don't. Yeah, these solar panels are really bad. Okay. So it does it, and it gives us snap waps of like 4.1 million. So maybe if we just make it a bit taller. Right, just a smidge taller. Let's make it 600. Can I have action groups? I can. Alright, cool. Okay, all of these are going to just stop. Okay, start. Nope, not disable. Start. 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 Okay. So now... it's a bit bigger, and the science doesn't actually... won't start until I tell it to. So, I'm hoping... that now we have enough electrical charge to complete the contract, and then I'll just activate the science and let the batteries burn out. It'll be fine. There we go. Disengage. Okay. We're gonna wait until we get to a minute and a half. Or I guess a minute. My bad. Yeah, it looks like we're still losing power, which is... it's slight, though. I don't think these panels ever really do anything. Because there's no situation where it's actually facing the sun. Oh, they wear down. Of course they wear down. Why wouldn't they wear down? I guess I can angle them. Yeah, let's angle them. Okay. I don't know how much that'll matter, to be honest. It might do a little. Just... it's weird. Under any other circumstance, I can time warp under acceleration, right? When it comes off the launch pad, it's like, yeah, you can do times 12. That's fine. But here, it's like, no, you can't. I'm sure there's a technical reason, but boy howdy does it suck for these long burns. How does this work for like a nuclear engine? I don't even know. Because like nuclear engines last forever. That's the point. Ugh, I don't even want to think about it. I say that like, some nuclear engines do sound really nice. Because I know they're super efficient. Alright, come on. Apple Apps is now positive. Yeah, I feel like I just kind of want to wait till heat shields until we start seriously thinking about deorbiting satellites. Okay. Let's just speed up until we hit a day in space. Space day. Oh, easy peasy. And look at all this tech, or all this energy we have to do some science. Okay, cool. So that's the biological satellite done. Very nice. We'll also, just for funsies, we'll angle these. Right. If we do something like that, we'll kick them up a notch. Bam. Bam! This I'm happy with. Okay. Tool it. Yep. Cue it. Let's fucking go. And that's another contract. And then we can turn that one in. And that's a program done. So that saved a couple days on the Megiddo 2. This brings us to the to the 6th. Literally like 2 days. Oh, the 31. Oh yeah, I was gonna rename things. So this is our equatorial, right? This is Megiddo 3. Where'd I go? Oh, also I need fucking screenshots. Alright, we'll wait till it turns around. I think that's the Himalayas. I think that's Tibet. Alright. Well, Zibmo 1 test passed. Rename vessel. Let's see here. The Megiddo 3 first satellite. Okay, back to the tracking station. Right, the Megiddo 3-1 will rename to the, I don't know, first polar. Yeah, it's weird. It says it runs out of power, but then it, like, keeps going. Rename. Polar Explorer. Even though it's actually doing way more than the poles, but that just sounded like slight against Poland. I'm sorry. It's doing it's going far more than just to the poles. I'm not saying that my probe is more productive than the entirety of Poland. We have 2.5 science. We're just getting high-speed flight. So the next 3-1, that's going to be ready in like a couple of months. Let's do something crazy and actually look ahead at the next contracts. Early lunar probes. Lunar flyby. Lunar impactor. Alright, cool. Hit the moon. I can do that. Lunar orbiter. Tracking station mission control to level 2. So that needs the lunar communications tech. Okay. So I have to also start building something that can actually go to the moon. That's next. So let's take a Megiddo 3. Right, this is just... No, actually, Megiddo 3 sucks ass. Let's take a 3-2. Right, and take a quick little look-see at what sort of engines we have. This is the RD-107. If we set these to the more advanced ones, let's call it the Megiddo 4. Right, let's just go up. How far up does the Megiddo 4 go? With barely any improvements. How high up? Like, all we did is touch the engines. Okay, or I could do that because I got impatient and set it to ×8 time warp. Cool. Also, these things... Delta V stats. This is rated for, 120 seconds. But as has been established, I think I have accidentally removed part failure. Which I feel blameless for. Because I didn't remove it on purpose. Okay, so these are 1.9, 15.8. Like, why don't we just make them the same size, honestly? That's way more Delta V. Right off the bat. Alright. Like, can this thing do a lunar flyby? Because if it can, I kind of want to build... Voyager. 216. Like, I'm a decade out from Voyager. But if I can get something out of the Earth's hill sphere, that sounds kind of sick. 233. Let's go with 240. We are already at the limit of the fucking Orbital Iradia. Oh, Lord. Okay. That's fine. So these should all go at, like, the same time. I guess it makes these a bit redundant, but whatever. The moon is very far away. Shocking, I know. The moon is far. Okay, yeah, we can do times 4. We do have a couple of contracts for, like, uncrewed stuff. I feel like we're gonna blast through a couple of these on the way to the moon. Okay, how high do we get? We get to 2.18. One thing I wanted to test actually was, yeah, we're so fucking far from the moon. Good lord. Like, if we burn from Apoaps here, how far do we go? Because, like, if we could have a higher orbit, you know, if we could do, like, high Earth orbit science, that might be worth it. We're gonna wait till we get to, like, a minute and a half. Oh, or 40 fucking seconds. That's fine, I guess. Because we are currently in a different situation, I think. No, we're still in low Earth orbit. We're still in low Earth space low. We're like over 2 million meters up. What the fuck do you want? I guess it wants 10 million. Yeah, the moon's 390 million, so, Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rethink the Megiddo. It might be time to... Is it time to ditch the Megiddo? And just start from scratch with a much, much, much bigger rocket? Is it time for the Neutrum? I think it's time for the Neutrum. Okay. So with a very bad initial... or not initial burn, with a very bad secondary burn, I don't think our periaps is going to hit positive. There's no way. We are going to just need way bigger rockets. So instead, we're going to do some of that Earth satellite science. We are a bit off. We need more techs before we can think about going to the moon. Which makes sense. We probably need to, like, perfect getting, like, geostationary satellites or something. We are covering a decent percentage of the Earth, though. And that Apoaps is still going up. Or periaps, rather. How high is it going to get? Like, it's not getting in orbit. Not at this altitude. Okay. Well, fun experiment. Alright. So. We learned we're not even close. The Megiddo 4 will live on, but it's going to be for the next batch of contracts, right? Because our next batch of contracts, Our next program, rather, is probably early Earth observation satellites. That's probably what we're going to do. And maybe early commercial. Stay maintained for 1 year. God, these are like fucking paradox formation requirements. Tracking station level 4? Excuse me? How far does this go down? Outer planet flyby. Oh, it ends with Voyager. Oh. Plutonian landings? Land on Pluto. Alright. That's something we haven't done in real life. Is we haven't, as far as I can tell, as far as I know, we haven't actually landed anything on Pluto. But yeah, I think we're going to get these early Earth observation satellites. So unfortunately, the Megiddo 3-2 is going to be ready in like December or October, rather. Don't worry, Mr. President. We choose to think about looking at the moon in this decade. Okay, so let's design the Planey Boy 4, right? Because this one's going to go really fast. Rated for suborbital reentries. Max altitude 20 kilometers. Don't some of these say what they're rated for? Suborbital reentries. That might be what we're looking for here. Planey Boy 4. What is this thing? Junkers JU. Let's see here. Yeah, this one's rated for 600 Kelvin. So is the inline. Let's go with the inline. This one can also only have 1 Kerbal in it. We have our oh shit shoots. I need that nose cone back, actually. I kind of want that back. I think it was just a structural tank. Radial attachment port. Okay. Yeah, I think it was this. Oh, wait. We want to... Smooth cone. Yeah, something like that. Let's see here. It's got to go 2,000 meters a second. What's here? Communication? No. Halo. Nope. Part. Nope. Oh, configure crew signs. Here we go. Yeah, I guess we want hypersonic flight. All right. What do we got in terms of engines? So currently, J75 turbojet. I think these are alphabetical. Yeah, J75 turbojet. Static thrust 109. J85. It's tiny. 17. Wait, what? Well, Okay, well, what's this thing? I don't know. Well, tell me. Oh, but this will. Hello? I lost the ability to right-click. Okay, I'm just gonna reload the editor, I guess. Maybe it's just a little bugged. It happens. So, we're gonna try and figure out how to go over 2000. Okay, right-clicking that ramjet breaks the editor. Very cool. So I won't do that. These things are cursed. It is a... XRJ47. Ramjet. One of these. J47. Here we go. Yeah, RJ47. Max rated thrust 67 kilonewtons. So if I take one of these... Ooh, 100 kilonewtons. On this ramjet. Maybe it'll just work. Okay, we'll just offset those. Snap, damn you. There we go. We'll just bring those right back down. Very cool. Okay. Right. Set to hypersonic research. Well... Adjustable ramp intake. Let's go double check and see what hypersonic flight nets me in terms of research. High-speed flight. Landing gear large. Bunch of turbojets. AL7 engine upgrades. Yeah, these don't get a lot of, I guess there's some... Okay, let's see if I can do some configurations, I guess. And I guess I have better... I'm going to have better landing gear. Here we go. Okay, so they're slightly heavier. Ooh, but that static thrust is way better. Oh, right, that breaks the editors. Okay. Nope, wait, hang on, check your staging. Almost a disaster. Okay, so we've made minor modifications, very minor modifications, to the Planey Boy 2. And we'll see if the 3, or the 4 rather, because 3 was for high altitude. Should have given it a better name. Can really do something insane. Let's have a go at it. Oh, don't be such a baby. I'm glad the ramjets are still, like, broken in terms of textures. Okay, a part broke. But she gets off the ground. Unassisted without the ramjets, Mach 1. Pretty easily. I cannot believe I've not been upgrading these engines. Holy shit. Yeah, you just gotta be going over 1.5 kilometers a second. Oh, okay, I didn't need the ramjets at all. I could just do Mach 2 if I had bothered to... No, hang on, I just unlocked this engine upgrade. Never mind. Okay, well, the engine did blow up. So, let's try that again. Let's get a bit higher out of the atmosphere. Right. I just gotta be below 40,000 meters. For hypersonic flight. Yeah, I just gotta be above... It's just speed. Right, so... This time, let's just go up a little faster, and we'll see what happens. I might also need bigger wings, so that I can get a bit more lift. So I don't have to get off the runway at like 160 meters a second. I think what I've done is instead of building a plane, is I've built a controllable rocket. Right. I don't know, like, the thrust-to-weight ratio or, like, you know, how much lift I have. But my gut is telling me I have just built a rocket. That just kind of only works in atmosphere, I suppose. Okay, we'll climb a bit more aggressively. Still casually goes well over Mach 1. Like, holy shit. Okay, 10,000 meters. Let's just activate the ramjets. Like, why not? I was thinking it's like, oh, maybe we have to wait, but like, for what? What are we waiting on? Oh, right. There's some kind of water injection thing. I don't know if that's important. Alright, let's climb a bit. Maybe over 20,000 meters the engines won't blow up. That's the only thing I can think of. Alright, let's level off. Because we gotta hit 2,000 meters a second for 2 minutes. So we have to be going horizontal. We can't, like, cheese it with a bit of vertical drop. Ah. Oh dear. Oh, there goes that. Okay. What's making it do that? I think this water injection button is just broken. I think it just literally does not function. Okay, intakes. No, our intakes are rated for Mach 3. Yeah, so it's not that. Let's make the wings a bit bigger because I think it'll help with getting off the runway like a bit more consistently. Although really the big problem is this engine falling apart. Temperature Mach limit at 15 kilometers. What if we add a third air intake? Maybe that'll make it a bit cooler. I really don't know. Also, I do know we need to upgrade these landing gears. Yeah, I think we can do something like that. Maybe. Maybe. Let's find out. Yeah, maybe having more air intakes will make the... Nope. Hang on. Let's go back to the drawing board a bit on that one. I did not appreciate how fucking splayed those are. Oh, that was great. Okay. They're also on the center mass, so... landing. Yeah, let's try that. I don't know. Okay, so now the wings are bigger, so it should get off the ground a bit faster. The problem is the engine just keeps fucking exploding. That's the big problem. I have no idea if a third radial intake's gonna do a damn thing. Okay. Well, at least the landing gear doesn't break before it gets off the ground. Oh. Okay, that was aggressive. That was a little aggressive, I will fully admit. I am going to lock the steering on these. Nope, I'm not. I right-clicked the fucking ramjet, and it freaks out. Oh, I sure hope the secret to hitting this isn't the ramjets, because otherwise we're fucked. Okay. Lock steering. I just don't want it to, like, you know, flip over like a Jeep on the way down the runway. Oh, I can actually see Halo now. Because the cockpit isn't, like, doesn't have a pitch black window. So that's nice. Alright. Let's go. It's already going straighter down the runway, which is very good. I mean, it still has to go like 180 meters a second before it actually will consider going up. But, I mean, it's not great. I see. Was that time warp? I think that might have been time warp. Let's call it a time warp shenanigan. Also offset those, because I can do that. Let's try again. So reading the contract, right? I just have to build it at the SPH. It doesn't actually say it has to be a plane. It's just got to be below 40,000 meters. And that's like halfway to the Kármán line. So I was joking. What if I actually just build a rocket? Right, because a rocket will do 2,000 meters a second, no problem. And we could launch this thing, like, for miles. Like 30K, not a problem. I mean, I don't think I can use clamps on the runway, but, like, I have engines that don't need clamps. Like, solids. Ooh, is that the secret? Is the secret just don't build a plane? Just build a rocket? Because if it is, I like that plan. The only problem is the 2 minutes. But really wide wings, really wide, like, procedural supersonic wings. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst plane I've had. Okay, what if we... Ooh. Yeah, the engine integrity is bad. What if we just kind of sit at the edge of madness? No. Yeah, it's not gonna cut it. And the ramjets aren't enough to cut the mustard. So. Which ones... It just has to be built here. It does not say... Does not have... rocket engine. So max thrust, 48.3. For the J75 turbojet, disposable jet engine. Okay, for the J75. No afterburners. Well, it's not 57, 75. Thrust 109. So. I mean, the size of a tank I would need for 2 minutes. Oh my god. Supersonic ramjet designed to power the cruise missile to 3.1. And I can't right click that because it'll crash. Or not crash, but it like freaks out. I think it's this thing. The RJ-59. What is the X7? Okay, well, it's a BMW. The X7 plane. Oh. What? Okay, that is a ramjet on the... What the fuck is this thing? Okay. Okay, so we take one of these. We take off, like, everything else. Right, I'm gonna try and just build an X7. This thing looks absurd. Yeah, the Lockheed X7. It hit Mach 3. Or it maybe could have. It looks like they didn't actually build it. No, they did. Okay. Interesting. Sure. Let's go with that. So, this thing is going to be... Unfortunately, I do need a dude on it, so... We're going to start over on, like, all this. Looks like it does have a little... Another engine in the back. I can't tell. Because the big thing is this ramjet. Which was just kind of slapped on the bottom. Like that. It looks a bit silly. But the fuck do I know? Oh, oops. Okay, no, I didn't do it. Remove all tanks. Yeah, fill the ramjet. I don't know. Supersonic wings. Yep. Kind of in the back, it looks like. No, there's like a... Actually, it's kind of closer to the front. Or the middle. Let's go with an all-moving one in the back. It's a tail fin. One like that. Needs a really long nose cone. Which actually brings the center of lift forward. Huh. The wings are kind of squat. Right, they look almost like this. Blammo. Same with these. Tail fin is a bit... It's a bit narrow. Right. Well, the center of lift is way far forward. So, yeah, there is another little engine on the back. This is just a, conventional structure. Well, can I put fuel in an isogrid? Yeah, I can. Why would I not? So 1.2 and 5. Okay, 95. And this is 293. Yeah, I should just be using this thing instead. I wonder if that was part of my problem right there. No, it wasn't. The engines were fucking exploding. That was my problem. Oh, it's gonna need an engine to actually get it up to a usable speed, isn't it? Okay, let's see here. Let's stick with a rocket engine. 33. Is that solid? Might be a solid. Well, in that case, actually, why don't I use solids? Like, the center of lift is really, really forward. Okay. What is the most efficient liquid engine I can have? 66.7. I could have a procedural solid. Let's do that. In which case, we'll get rid of that thing altogether. Okay, how do I fix this center of mass? Or center of lift, rather. Being so absurdly far forward. Probably just make this thing a bit shorter. Yeah, that'll do. And this thing will... burn itself out pretty quickly. We can even add a decoupler if we wanted to. Which I do. Okay. That, panic. Excellent. Bam. Yeah. It's not gonna work, but let's see how it won't work. Okay, so, wings are too small. Right. Wings are, like, way too small. Also, I use small ones? Where did I use small ones? Why did I use a small? Okay, but what's the center mass without, that? Okay. Yeah, because that's only going to fire once the solid is gone. Right? Maybe? Question mark? We'll see. Okay. What if we make the solid, like, way smaller? Right, instead of 2 meters, what if we just make it 1? If we want to make these, what are effectively control surfaces, a bit bigger. Yeah, these are medium landing gear. It keeps calling these smalls. I don't think that's true. There we go. Okay. So now the butt's a little shorter. Oh. I really don't know. Okay. Was that a piloting error? I can't tell. This might be a stupid idea. Do they need intakes? I don't. They might need intakes, actually. You know, it looks like they have one built in, but whatever. What do I know? Okay. So without the solid, that center left is still a little far back, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. That... Okay. Probably more control surfaces. Let's just make these bigger. Actually mirror them, kind of important. Okay. Make them a bit bigger again. I kind of thought the all-moving ones would do a better job, honestly. But not really. Every day we drift further from the X7. But that's fine. I don't understand how the X7, how to build an X7 in fucking Kerbal Space Program. Wait, is Halo gonna live? No. I think the parachutes exploded. Alright. Alright, that's some Kerbal shit right there. The fucking parachutes explode. Okay, let's just keep that over here so I can see the specific impulse. Because they take kerosene. Alright, we'll just get up to like Mach 1 on the runway. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it explodes and it can't get up. Let's go back to a plane that I know fucking worked. Right. So the problem here was that this explodes. Like, it explodes at high, Using the PAW. Okay. Temperature Mach limit at 15 kilometers. Is this really just a height issue? Because if it's a height issue, I can do height, right? We can just go higher. We'll see what happens. Let's go up as high as we possibly can, because building an X7 is not gonna fucking work. Right, we'll go back to a sensible plane design that I can actually fly and that I know functions. Instead of one that hits like a Mach 1 on the runway and explodes in the Gulf. We'll get off the runway and we'll just climb. Right, we'll climb like we've never climbed before. Alright, ramjets. Let's just keep going up. Further up, further out. We'll see how high I can take the plane and then maybe try to go hypersonic. It might just be... It might be an altitude thing. Oh, she really doesn't want to climb. Alright. We'll let her get some speed. Right, so far she hasn't even broken Mach 1. Alright, there we go. Thrust is going down. Thrust is going down. I think it's altitude. Which would make sense. These are airplane parts. Sort of how airplanes work. Alright, 15 kilometers. How fast do we need to go for this? 1.5. Okay. But for this we need to go 2,000, so this is the more important number. Well, it's good to know for the science, at least. Okay. Yeah, I think our soft ceiling is about, well, like what, 18.2 kilometers, whatever. That's fine. Now we just gotta get some speed. And we gotta stop falling. That'd be nice. I'd really like it if we could maintain a good altitude. Oh yeah. Internal temperature, Kelvin. Okay, yeah, that is falling a bit. We are going... Oh, no, we're going back up. Alright, cool. Our speed is kind of hovering around Mach 2. Which isn't good enough. We need to fucking triple this. The only problem is it's gonna blow up the engine. Okay, if I go up, does the temperature go down? No. No, it does not. I guess... What if it's more ramjets? Right, these are making 14. What if it's just more ramjets and we just let this thing explode? What if that just works? What if we do that? So I'm going to move those. Right. Fucking bear with me. No, hang on. That's not what we want. Alright, we'll put these back on there. Right, it'll have like quad engines. Even without that thing, dead center. Excellent. It does need air. But we have the radial ones now. And we have ground, medium landing gear. Those. Is this gonna work? God, no. But we'll see how it doesn't work. And that's science. Seeing what doesn't work and understanding why. I might need bigger control surfaces. We'll see if this thing can get off the ground. And we'll punch the ramjets basically as soon as we can. Like, why wouldn't we? The ramjets are most of the thrust. We haven't even hit 1200, I'm noticing. Like, we've never actually crossed that threshold. Oh. Oh, I forgot to check center. Oh, fuck. I forgot to actually check my center mass. Whoops. That's embarrassing. Yeah, it's a little forward. Okay, we'll move those a bit forward. Move that a bit back. That's like dead center, honestly. But we don't want it dead center. We want it a bit further back. Right, we want it something like... Ah, it's basically dead even. Alright. Yeah. We'll do that. Also, in the interest of getting off the runway before I die... of old age... just for funsies, we'll strap on, I don't know, a couple of Tiny Tims. There we go. I feel like it's very rare to have to deal with this much staging on a plane. But whatever. If it hits 1200, I don't care. If it looks stupid, but it works, then it ain't stupid. That's not what I wanted. You're still there. Okay. Also, let's add a few more, like, to the wings, I guess. Or maybe we just don't bother, and we just kind of handle it. Because I'll probably spend more time futzing about with solid boosters out of being impatient than just letting the engine spin up. I feel like airplanes are supposed to have a sleeker design than this. This thing is a brick. That might be part of my problem. What if the ramjets were in a line? Would that benefit me? That might actually be better. Because the overall shape will be more streamlined. Okay. Yeah, that'll probably be better. And I can put the better air intakes on it. Alright. Well, she does get airborne, technically. There we go. Ooh, that is loud. These things are the loudest thing on Earth. Alright, yeah, let's climb a little bit so we're not immediately kissing the fucking ocean. Come on. Okay, it's stable enough to time warp at least. So we got that going for us, which is nice. Yeah, these thrusts are going down. I don't like that. But we're going through more and more atmosphere, so... Or less and less atmosphere, I should say. So maybe it'll work out? Maybe. Probably not. We can actually do ×8, which is pleasantly surprising. And she starts speeding up again by going down. All right. Yeah, this isn't working. Not really. Now it's struggling to get over Mach 1. Right, because the ramjets are fucking huge. Right, what if we just do this? I think the... I think these were actually kind of important. Like, way more important than I was giving it credit for. There we go. Lock those. Our center mass is way too far back. What if I fill it with fuel? Nothing really changes. Okay. What if I make these control surfaces a bit bigger? I didn't really do shit. What if I make it longer? Right, and I just take all this, move it back, move it forward, move it forward. Yeah. Sure. What if I made these a bit bigger anyway, because I still wanted to do that. Alright. Let's try again. Ugh. Hypersonic fight is hard. Holy shit. I wonder what would happen if I just replaced this whole middle bit with a solid booster. Like one of those procedural solid boosters. And stuck some ramjets on the side. Huh? Maybe? And like kept everything else the same. I wonder if that would in any way function. Like, what if I just built a rocket? You know, crazy idea. Solve problems in the rocketry game with rockets. Well, she wants to climb. Which is fine. Oh, those? Oh dear. Are they gonna turn back on? Yes. No. Okay. I also ruined this plane. What did I do? Okay. Well now, she's more stable, but she doesn't get fast enough. Right, and I can't check to see if the ramjets are any better. Let's see if the... Actually, I can check the tech node, right? Because with the tech node, if this says that... Let's see here. Okay, RJ43. Hang on. What was the, what was the name of this engine? Okay. RJ59. Uh-oh. Ah, shit. We might have a problem. These are alphabetical. Yeah, RJ43s. Does this do this if I right click on any ramjet? Right. Okay. Turbojet? Fine. Fucking prop plane? Fine. Why is it giving me... Why is it giving me prop planes with these... Yeah, turbojet, fine. Ramjet. Breaks it. Okay, so... That's bad. That is so bad. Alright. New plan. Right, new plan. We take one of these. We just do that. So the hangar can only be 10 meters tall. Alright. If I just do something really, really stupid. Like make a 7-meter long solid booster and stick a dude on the end. Right, and try my hardest to make the wings in any way functional. Okay, so that's one problem. Well, why have wings at all? I'm not building a plane. I'm building a rocket. It may look suspiciously... It may be in the hangar, but, But, you know, fun fact. Okay, what if we just made it, like, 6 meters? Like, would this do the thing we need it to do? Like, how high does this go? Like, we get 12K. It explodes. Explodes before we hit 1200 from aerodynamic stresses. But this might be the right track because I can't modify the ramjets. So. Can't I switch editors? Advanced mode, holy shit. Okay. Yeah, I can. So, let's just build a rocket. Right? I just need engines that I can use without clamps. And that's it. That's all I need. Maybe not the vacuum engine. Let's see here. Because it's only got to be hypersonic for 2 minutes. Beyond that, who cares? The Viking. Yeah. And we'll throw on some Delta Deluxe winglets. What's the burn time on this thing? 145 seconds. Oh, perfect. Delta V. Yeah. Well, it's too tall for the, hangar now. But that's not the worst problem. Right, like, that's not unsolvable. You know, if we need to turn it, we can turn it. Probably. Procedural nose cone. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, so our limit is 10 meters. It doesn't even want to fit. Like, it doesn't want to let me scroll up. Landing gear missing, untooled parts. Yeah. Alright, alright. After this point, our question is lift and mass, right? Is that even? No, that's not in the middle. There we go. It's gonna need some fucking huge wings. Right, because it's gonna be high. And like, an ungodly amount of lift is the only way this thing is gonna work. Okay. Back to the other editor. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna take these. Yeah. This is so stupid. And we can't forget the landing gear. This thing barely fits in the editor. Like, the game does not like what I'm doing here. That's landing gear. Oh yeah, parachutes. Let's try it. Let's go. Ugh. This is so dumb. I so want this to work first time. Okay, the problem is... Oh. The problem is fucking nothing. The problem is fucking nothing. It's just gotta go up. Right? I think. Because, like, that's Mach 2. Oh, this thing is bleeding fuel. Mach 3. $1,200. 1,400. 1,600. 18. 2,000. Okay. And now we glide. That's 30 kilometers. 40 kilometers. Oh, this is a couple of records. Oh my god. Yeah, because I haven't built a plane. I've built a space plane. Or I've built a rocket with a dude on the end. Which I guess is just a rocket. Now that I think about it. Okay. Our apoapse is 316 fucking kilometers. Yeah, we're just going into space. Uh-huh. Okay. Right. Okay. So. The problem is we left the atmosphere, right? I didn't pay attention to my apoapse. That thing burns for 1:40. We need more burn. I'd like to think somewhere I'm making a dev cry. Okay. Take 2. So, here I thought I wasn't going to build another rocket plane. We got to stay below 40,000 meters this time. I don't think planes should have a periapse, to be quite honest with you. Okay. Yeah, that time, it didn't actually get off the ground how I needed it to. It's because the extra fuel is making it really heavy. So, what we're going to do is make the wings bigger. We're just gonna bring these back a bit. There we go. Landing. Yeah, I'm gonna need another landing gear on the back. Maybe not. Alright. The wings are a bit bigger. Let's see what happens. Because it's actually getting really hard to edit. Because the hangar was clearly not built for this. I cannot imagine what part of this the game is protesting. Oh, god damn it. Why does it keep doing that? And that's not me being stupid with my design. The game just does that sometimes, where it thinks, oh, that I'm still landed. Also, I was thinking, right? I have actual wings. Why do I have those? I guess the center of lift and thrust still work here. So... make these like giant. Well, I want some kind of control. Ooh. Ooh, that's gonna need a... It's gonna need proper radial. Okay. We'll set them up like this so I can still have a landing gear on the bottom. Switch editor. Yeah, here we go. Okay, and the piece de resistance. There we are. Oh, actually, I should probably test, Ooh. Okay. Oh, right, hang on, I never put that back. Alright, we'll narrow that a little bit. No, that moves it forward. Or backwards. There we go. I like how the game is now putting me in some weird hybrid. I guess I hit the button to like toggle between mirror and radial symmetry. I don't know. I'd like to think that the game is just given up. It's like, fine, whatever, dude. We'll build your dumb fucking rocket plane. Oh, I forgot. Actually, it should be fine. It is not fine. I did forget to check my staging on a plane. Steering lock. Steering lock. Okay. I'd like to think this is because I can't modify the ramjets. Right. Fortunately, this is probably the last thing I ever have to actually do with planes. Aside from maybe a space plane. But I'm already basically building that. Yeah, bye-bye. Are these too far back to be stable? I don't know. I don't know. Because, boy howdy, is it not stable. Getting up to speed is, like, fucking impossible. Okay, here we go. That's way more stable. It's rolling. They fucking rolled off. Why don't those, retract? Oh, it's because they broke. Okay, cool. Or the game just thinks I'm landed. I took off. I so clearly took off. That was the cleanest takeoff ever. You're gonna tell me I'm landed. Fuck off. It really seems like if I break a wheel, the game is like, okay, so you're landed, like, forever. And I don't know why. Maybe I just need large wheels. I think that's it. Alright, I'm just gonna get large landing gears. I'm gonna do it the other editor. The other editor works with me. Okay. Large landing gear. Yep, that's large. Or do I want this thing? Maybe I want this in the back, right? So it starts kind of angled up. All right, let's try it. Does this thing only need high-speed flight now because of the wheels? Because that'd be really funny. Okay, that was a much better takeoff. Alright, we do have to get out of the atmosphere so we can really hit Mach whatever. And we can time warp. Very nice. Okay. Oh, that apoapse is high. That's way too high. Okay, that was bits breaking, but we hit 2,000. It exploded. What happened? Overheating. Okay, because it was a little... I guess because it was still a little low? Oh, this is hard. Okay. Let's also make these 2 landing gears. And we'll go up more, right? We'll go up a bit faster. And we'll see if we can maintain hypersonic. We want that apoapse to be like 38, 39K. Right. So it can stay... Oh, I forgot to... steering lock all this shit. Vessel landed. I'm not landed, but whatever. Thanks, game. It's almost like this game is kind of jank sometimes. And is a bit spaghetti. Yeah, go ahead and take off whenever you can. Oh, it hit the fin. Oh, it's not supposed to do that. Did splitting the landing gear really fuck with the mast so much that it can't... You get really up close and personal with the planes. Alright, and what if also the answer is unga bunga more boosters? Right, because that is still always an option, is more booster. There we go. Now that's a takeoff. I guess. Technically. I should also get her to do science. I gotta remember to do that one of these days. Yeah, let's just ascend, honestly, as quickly as we can. Which is actually really quickly because this is a rocket. And we can actually time warp a little bit. Right, we want that apoapse just barely skirting. That actually seems about right. Nope, no, no, a little lower, a little lower. That's 1,200. We need 2,000, but still. Can actually go a bit more up. Not by much, though. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, not by much. Not by much. Drop that apoapse, please. Drop it. I said drop it. Thank you. Okay. That was 2,700. But, I think this can do it. This is by far the stupidest fucking plane ever built. I almost built something sensible. I almost built like a real plane. I can throttle it. I can throttle the Viking. Hell yeah. Alright, up. Up, damn you. Vessel fucking landed. Okay. Can I also get some stronger wheels on the front? Like, I understand there's really taking the brunt of it. Right? What if we do that? Good God. This thing is huge. It's overly huge. It's fucking overly expensive. But if it works, then it works. Oh! Ooh, that's a nice takeoff. Except that part. That part was not nice. Okay. Is that a piloting issue, or can I... Let's try it again. Right. So what if it's more level when we decouple? There we go. Yeah, like that. Usually you don't leave a lot of rocket debris on the runway, but this is not a normal space agency. I think this space agency is real redneck, right? It runs on the philosophy of hold my beer and watch this. I think that's the ethos we like to strive for here. Except for the fact that I don't like beer, but honestly, hold my vodka and watch this is probably even stronger energy if we're being real. We need to hit. Okay, actually, the altitude is a ceiling. It's not a target. Something's about to blow up. These procedural wings do not like what we're doing. But that's fine. They can fucking deal. Alright, we can start dropping Apoaps. Because we gotta keep it under 40. Alright. And this thing only will do the mission if we can keep it gliding at hypersonic speeds for 2 minutes. Which, no. No, we cannot. Okay, but we're close. I feel like this is the answer. Aside from, like, the normal way to do it. Would this thing actually survive if we... like, just kind of left it going? Why did it activate the chutes? I queued it. I didn't think it'd go now. I don't think we have the control surfaces to really tell it what to do. Okay, I also didn't actually use all of my Viking fuel, which sounds like a weird, like, alt universe energy drink, right? Viking fuel. But yeah, Earth. I mean, it does glide. Kind of. Okay. Maybe it's a piloting issue, right? Because if it's a piloting issue, I can ship it. And I'll just figure it out. Right, once I hit like 2,000 meters a second, I'll I'll slow throttle. I can't cut it completely. Because I want the Viking to still go. The hell was that? Oh, that was one of my control fins. Oh, cool. Yeah, I didn't need both of those. That's fine. You gonna go too, buddy? Join your friend in Valhalla? I mean, like, control fins don't go to hell when they die. Because they're leaving this agency. That was dumb. Okay. Ah, 40. No. Okay. Alright. Lost. Come on. Right, I think we basically want to level off here. Maybe keep going a little bit up. Right, because the thinner the atmosphere, the easier it is to maintain this velocity. And not have the plane explode. Okay. So that... What went wrong there? Right, let's learn from our mistakes. That time I went too fast. I went 2,700. I need to hit 2,000. So I need to actually start. Pimp my rocket. Okay? I need to start cutting throttle once we get to like 1,700 meters a second. Right, because at that height and that speed, it's actually easier to get to 2,000. Right, the first 1,000 is the hardest. Once we get to 1,000, once we get to like 1,500, we're golden. Right, then the trick is maintaining it. And again, that's a piloting issue. This design might actually do this. This is not how you're supposed to build this. Like, I am so lucky it didn't say, must be a plane, or like, must be a jet. Because, like, if it did, we'd be fucked. So fucked. Because I can't modify the goddamn ramjets. Okay. 38. 39. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, we want to start slowly dropping that. Give it some flutter. Alright, up a little bit more. Okay, down, down, down. Okay, 1500. Let's start cutting throttle. Alright, let's cut it to half. Ah, 40, 40, 40. Bad, 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 bad. Okay. Right, we'll cut it to barely anything. Nope. Okay, we hit like 15 seconds of... I think it is... I think it might actually be just cut throttle entirely. That might be the answer. Okay, let's give it one more go. Then I gotta go, because it's almost like 11 o'clock. And I gotta make like dinner and feed my cat. Alright, let's see if this is a piloting issue or if I actually have to like go back to the drawing board. Alright, let's just time warp. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's too high. That apocalypse is way too high. So let's do that. Okay, too high. Okay, cut the throttle. Right, our apocalypse does not hit 40k. Like, at all. Nope, it does. Barely. Fuck NL. Okay, so we do start over, but that's fine. No. Fuck. Alright. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. And I can't abandon the program. So, unless I'm gonna have, like... Unless I'm just gonna waste a bunch of mission space, a bunch of contract space on the hypersonic plane, I gotta think of something. Right. Air launches. Air launch. Air launch. Why didn't I do an air launch? Okay. Simulate. No, not in orbit. How do I do an air launch? Let's just do 35, 35K, 35 Apple apps. Right? Is this how this works? Yes, except to put me in orbit. Planes in space. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Hi, James. James wants me to feed him. I'm glad it lets you pick the sun. That's funny. How do you do an air launch? Right, how do you... Prep for air launch. Oh. It's gotta be kind of small. Alright, air launch isn't gonna save us. Rip. Turboprops? No, what air? Alright, whatever. So, we didn't even launch the Megiddo 3-2. That's gonna come in October. It seems like not a lot happened today. But that's just kind of the nature of the beast. But yeah, I'm gonna work on making that supercut. That sounds fun. It might be a couple days. Okay, bye.